What is going on, people of YouTube? My name is Kurtyoy and welcome back to a brand new video of the budget series, and it's the final one before I potentially look at any extras I will do in the future to sort of fill a day or two for videos. We've got the attackers, and it is the last episode in the series. You've done my 5 best in each position. You've liked the goalkeepers, defenders, midfielders, had such a good reaction on it. Now it's time for the attackers, potentially the worst one of the lot, because there are I looked into underlying stats. I'd spent about I'd say nigh on 2 hours getting 5 players to recommend to you, because there are not many good looking options for the entirety of the season from 6.5 and below in attack. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting video. So let's just jump straight into it with a recently promoted striker, and we all know I don't particularly go for them. But it is the new signing of Hernandez for Wolves. Now he's just 5.5 million. The other 4 are 6.5, but he is just 5.5 million, owned by 3.5% last season in a Liga NOS for Benfica. Played 33 games, 6 goals, 7 assists, just 1 clean sheet, and I couldn't tell the bonus point because he wasn't in the game. Bit of background for that: he barely started a game. He barely started any games at all. He was very much off the bench, but you may think, well, he's just off the bench, maybe just off the bench for Wolves. He scored and assisted a lot just off the bench. If he can do that in a league where it's potentially sort of better standard or around the same standard in the Championship, maybe a step up, could be doing even better. Maybe he'll rise to the occasion. Looking at him, if he gets the starting role, if he can do that with 30 minutes on the pitch, what can he do with 90 minutes on the pitch, week in, week out? The possibilities are potentially endless for Hernandez, and I do think he is looking at a decent returns this year. Maybe even you're sort of thinking at least tallying up the goals and assists to 10 or above. Maybe looking at 15 for the tally. Overall, I do think Hernandez is quite an interesting pick. Definitely differential. Definitely could do well. Next up, we have Christian Benteke of Crystal Palace. Now, the Belgian beast comes in at £6.5 million, owned by 1.5% of people. And I know what you're thinking, Kurt, he was rubbish last year. Why is he in there? Well, 3 goals, 7 assists, 6 clean sheets whilst he was on the pitch, and 5 bonus points. By the way, the reason I show clean sheets is because if someone's getting a lot of clean sheets and a limited amount of game time, potentially you look at them tallying out of a defender. If they've got a good record together, potentially the defender could have good returns too. But Benteke, just average. And I think he was one of the ones that was bumped up to 7 million or 7.5, maybe even 8 million. Well, I think it was him, it was Josh King, there was a couple others too. Benteke didn't have a good season, but he usually does, and that will hopefully be a blip. And that's what I'm going on. And the fact that Palace improved, they started off the season so poorly, they've improved and improved and improved. He has potentially lost his starting striker spot to Wilfried Zaha, but I think in terms of natural striker, Zaha may have done well, but I do think Benteke has to play if he's fit. And looking at him, if he does play, he does start scoring again, we know exactly what he can do. If this blip is now over, Benteke all of a sudden is a really good option again. Next up, in our third and in the middle of the video pick, we've got Josh King. Now, the other one that was really overpriced last year. 6.5 this year, owned by 3.7% of people, 33 appearances he made last year, 8 goals, 4 assists, 7 clean sheets, 10 bonus. So pretty much, checking the stats there, another bang average sort of performance from him. 6.5 I think is around the better price. 6 million would have been a fantastic price. He would have been probably top pick if he was 6 million, but 6.5 leaves him third. 8 goals, 4 assists, you think in 6.5. If you are going for a cheaper striker, you're potentially going to put more money into midfielders. You are only going to play 2, he'll be on the bench when you need him to come on. Hopefully he'll have the points to bring in. But looking at him, he is a pretty decent looking player, and he did have a really good season in the season before. This season it was still good. Bournemouth are needing to improve, and I do think Josh King can be the man to help them do so. Our penultimate pick is Mr. Perez, Mr. Iosi Perez. Don't know why I did James Bond there. For Newcastle, £6.5 million, 4.2% of ownership. I think that might be one of the top of the video. It just about says how much people are selecting the cheaper strikers, 6.5 and below. 36 appearances last season, 8 goals, 6 assists, 8 clean sheets, 15 bonus points. So a really good, really good report from him, and I do think Perez is a decent looking pick again. He had a good end to the season. You're looking at potential improvement for Newcastle. However, their situation is one thing of a concern. Potentially Rafa Benitez could go. Mark Ashley still isn't selling. He's just a big mess. But if he does stay, if Rafa does stay, make a few decent signings, even just a couple of loans. Perez, I think, will reap the rewards. He'll hopefully have a decent season. Minimum of 8 goals, 6 assists again. And it's a good season, I think, for a player that potentially aren't going to start every single week. Lastly, we've got a player who, if given the time this season, I think could really do well. And it does hurt me to say a bit, but it is Chris Wood from Burnley, former Leeds player. I know, but a fantastic striker, I have said in the past and will continue to say. £6.5 million. I think someone subscribed and I've still got my stream settings on. £6.5 million, 2.8% of ownership, 24 appearances last season, 10 goals, 1 assist. Yeah, but very much a poacher, and 10 clean sheets with 20 bonus points as well. Chris Wood, 24 games. Had a decent injury layoff. He also was only signed for the 3rd game. When he came off the bench and scored the next game, he also started and scored. He is a really good looking striker. Give him the 38 games. Give him the starting spot in the Premier League. Give Ashley Barnes and others the likes. The chance in the Europa League if they get just a group stage this season. Chris Wood could potentially be one of the better players to sign. If you get good Munson firing, Aaron Lennon firing, they're decent midfielders firing, Chris Wood could potentially be looking at a 20+ goal season. But another 10 goals added on to another 5, that's about 15-16 goals if he plays the full 38. Chris Wood is looking like a really good pick. And that happens to be that for this video. Hopefully you've enjoyed. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and let me know in the comments down below, what do you guys think of all my picks, and have I missed any strikers 6.5 or below that you think are going to do well? I did look at Fulham striker, but he didn't really start too much last season. I did look at Cardiff's striking situation, but I just wanted to go for Gary Medine because I'm a Sheffield Wednesday fan and I like Gary Medine, so I was caught in 2 minds everywhere. But thank you all for watching. I hope you have enjoyed. Tomorrow we've got a video based around FPL. It'll give you a chance to sort of look into the future of my videos and also try and suggest what videos you want. So I'll give you a quick hint. But thank you all for watching. Hope you have enjoyed, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Peace.